out of the shower. I'm not one of these people that like focuses my hair to. I don't like squeeze the water out of my hair purposely. I just go with the flow, man. I want to put more of this into my concoction tingling spray. Maybe. But let's go in with a finger detailing. Just like using your fingers just to smooth out everything as much as we can. Which when I wash my hair, I don't like put it in the shower. But I use my fingers and I just let the shower kind of pull out some of those tangles. I lotion my hands just so hands don't feel dry and I in my hair. Some people don't like that. They're like, "Oh my god, you're gonna get lotion in your hair." I'm like, I don't care. See, because there's similar ingredients in lotions with detangling spray. And I'm not one of these people that's like, oh my god, you can't mix things. I mix things to a level that make me feel comfortable and happy. I'm not some product absolutist. Like I just do natural things that work for me. You know, I mean, yeah, modern products not be natural per se, but even in ancient times, people were coming across things that were not always completely natural. There's always been a man-made like spin on things, but natural in that I don't have to have like this 10 step skincare slash hair care routine. I just use things that feel natural to me at work. Well, hi. So yeah, I'm finger detangling first. Just to get a feel to make sure that all the hair feels like it's pretty gonna. I put a boatload of conditioner in my hair too, two different kinds. I love conditioner, leave-in conditioner, and I will go to town on that stuff. And yeah, I go through bottles of conditioner much more quickly than a bottle of shampoo. Shampoo can last me a long time and I buy a big bottle of it. Conditioner, on the other hand, I tend to plow through that stuff, especially like if I do a henna treatment, then I use even more conditioner. Spray and The heck? You know what? You guys are weird. I'm not gonna answer any of that. I don't even know who that is, but okay, thanks for sharing. Okay, so anyway, what was I gonna say? No, I don't have kids. I just do a little hair channel because I think it's fun. share like about long hair, and that's it. Like it's just my fun little. I don't know. I just find it fun to share like because I wanted to grow my hair back, and I had long hair for many years, and that's really the reason I have a channel. This particular channel is just about my long hair journey and fashion ideas and things like that, so to speak. Okay, well, thank you for sharing about that. I had not heard about it. Well, hopefully, you start making some videos about that topic since it's something that you were very passionate about, I guess. I could suggest that. Yes, or not to I got everything tangled, but then I hit this level. I got closer to the makeup. So detangled. I mean, maybe I'll look this up when I be honest, like I've been following some international news events, like what's happening with the Strait of Hormuz and the situation in the Middle East. I know a little bit about the World Cup, but I'm just taking like a lot of major news events hiatus just because it's good to know about things in the world, but I've just been kind of taking a break from it, especially after the election here in California. I'm like, I do enjoy knowing about current events, but I hadn't read about it. So, but thank you for sharing, everybody. And I'm not gonna argue about it with anybody because this is the first time that I've heard about this, and it sounds like maybe something not so good happened. So, if somebody wants to share about that, thank you. Some of the people getting mad at them for sharing it, like, why? Why are you mad at them? Uh, Who knows? But all I could say is, I don't know, make some videos on your channels, go on a podcast maybe, spread awareness about this if it's something, that you really want people to know about. I mean, those are all ways you could do that. I'm getting some hair to the front. I cut my hair out in sections. What I like to do. Let's spray some more. Sections. I'm I'm on the peace on my channel, so no arguing here, please. Like you guys can share your thoughts on this issue, but yeah, don't. If somebody wants to share about something that happened in the news, that's fine. But if your comment got censored, it's because YouTube can detect like you're saying things like that are not appropriate. So yeah, just besides obviously somebody just shared about it. I'm not even talking about this, am I? If you noticed, which I said, thank you for sharing. But like to the people that want to argue about somebody sharing about something that happened that they're concerned about, I don't know. You can go argue with them on their channel, but I'm not even going to argue about something that somebody's sharing awareness about. I'm just not. Well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do exactly what I want to do, which is thank you for venting. I appreciate you. And I do what I want to do on my channel, which is pretty, it's just a very me space. Like, it's not gonna be like what you think it is. Like, some people can say that it is, but no, it's not like that. It's just a fun channel where I share my viewpoint, and that's it. But just on long hair journey and being respectful towards other people. You know what I mean, jelly beans? I don't know. What you see is what you get here. I don't. It's such a perfect noise. Check it. No, I live here in California. Friends, California. Southern California. Do. My favorite things are long hair, just cute dresses. I need to paint more, and I do like to read. Love to read and things like that. Just little reading, and sometimes movies, occasionally movies. I love the quiet little, like, introverted lifestyle. I mean, I'll go places with my sister and things, but it's sometimes for myself. But I'm not like somebody who needs like to have big house parties and whatnot. Like, I prefer the quieter life. I think truly happy people, like, they know how to make their own entertainment. They don't need like a big party. They don't need to have a lot of people constantly to interact with to feel at peace. Like, I feel like when somebody's pushing that, I ask, what are they lacking within themselves.com, you know? I always wonder about that. Big time, big time. Quiet, introverted life is where it's at, friends. It really is. I love it. Like, to be I'm not saying you can't have friends, but some people, like, I've just seen some people act like big social gatherings are somehow more fulfilling than just, um, living a contemplative life, or being a little bit more, you know, introverted. I love that kind of stuff. I love like solitude and spending time with family and friends, but I also can spend time alone. I'm not one of these people that has to have something happening all the time. I never have been, because I feel like you make your own entertainment through reading, through learning, and like people sharing on here. I appreciate that. And like the one person, like there's somebody that got censored because by YouTube AI chatbot, because they could be tagged. Like, that's not appropriate. Was it? They were mad that somebody was just sharing about a current event. Like, that's weird. Did something bad happen? Oh no. So I don't know. You always can tell. bop, bop, bop. I try to, if I ever feel like I went up too fast with detailing, I go back up and I just slowly, like, move the tangles out of my hair very, very slowly, very, very gently. I'm never in a rush when it comes to like detailing my hair. I'm just not. I'll keep spraying my concoction detailing spray. Like I always thought it was silly when people made their own detailing spray, but now I'm kind of liking to mix, and I'm not putting rinse out conditioner in there. It's leave-in conditioner, but I'm kind of watering it down with some of the remaining detailing spray I have because it just gives more slip, like when it's wet and you can spray it. I like it. Gives it more control. And it lets me move slowly up and up and up and up. Once I detangle this section, just and so up, and I'll go back down and some tangles in the moment. I'll just kind of other tangles. Well, I love this state. It's not on the decline at all. And lots of smart people love California. We don't really care your little baby opinion on it because obviously it's a boom state. We have th- there's a lot of lies going on right now about California. You gotta realize we're the fourth strongest economy in the world for a reason. We have beauty of nature. We have a strong population of like growing within. Not everybody's leaving. A lot of people are not leaving. The Inland Empire, it's booming. Like population wise, we're going through a population boom of people having kids, people moving here. So we don't really care what you think. And at the end of the day, I'm always going to be a California person. There's no other state I want to live in. So you should go live in other states. And I'm not going to argue with you about it because that's silly. Strong cookie people don't do that. Like people that think beyond like insular politics, they don't do that. We just don't care. If you hate California, that's on you. It's never been a me thing. That's on you. Yep. And you will get just ignored. We won't care about that. I'll be like, okay, I'm going to go for my beautiful walk in nature. I'm going to enjoy the diversity of the state, the food, the beautiful nature, and prices are going up across the country anyway. And this is the thing I don't tell you. Move to another state, make a lot less money, a lot less money with fewer worker protections. Like, yeah, I'm not interested. So California works well. If you don't like it, that's on you. It's not on us. So we just kind of, I ignore people that are very strong like that. I'm like, yeah, you do not know the heart of me and my channel. And go do your glass half empty stuff elsewhere. We don't care. We're not ever going to be a fan of that because obviously there's a lot of people that like California that stay here forever. My mom grew up in Kansas and she used to like, I don't know, like miss Kansas up until we visited in the 90s. And I'm like, Mom, what are you missing? What do you miss? And she finally realized after visiting her native state like 25 years after moving out that there really wasn't much to miss. Like there's just more diversity of food, nature, everything. And I don't know, Kansas was just becoming very suburban, very built up around Topeka. And cost of living is going up everywhere anyway. So you might as well live somewhere you love, somewhere that'll bring you joy. I've never had a bad memory, thought, interaction pertaining to California. So yeah, there are a lot of intelligent people that live California on that level because we are glass half full people. We don't live in your insular fear mongering world. Like we just don't do that. So yeah, yep, yep. That's my answer to that. Also, if you're a happy person, you don't put your views on other people. Like people that are fulfilled, they don't project their views on other people. They just don't do that. It tells you a lot about them. They are not comfy with their own state of mind. So, yeah, I would never argue with them because I'm like, I'm too busy being outside in January when the weather's nice. I just don't like it's irrelevant. Everything I love, my family, my friends are all here. I would never leave California. Ever. It's a big part of my channel. My second channel is all about loving Southern California. So I love California in an introverted kind of way. I'm not like super social. Like I'm friendly and cordial to people, but I'm not doing like LA influencer nightlife or something like that. Like, oh, my phone folder. Like, no, no, my phone folder again because I'm charging him. That's another reason, like, I do read current events, but I take major breaks from a lot of things because I don't want my mind, like, filled with other people's ideas or thought processes because I'll read about something, but then I'm like, I'm gonna read an article. Stop pulling over your phone. I can read an article about something, but I don't want to get involved too much, like with too much political commentary, so to speak. Like people that have like strong opinions that want you to adopt their opinion. They're not gonna come to your house, they're not gonna be your friend, they're not going to take your dog for a walk. If they're not gonna do those things, no, absolutely not. You don't really need to place much value on their little rants and raves. Like, it'd be kind of weird, like, and that's another thing too about people that actually like living in California. Like, we're just happy. We're not like preoccupied, like, for example, the story I gave about Kansas. Like, I would say 30 years ago, visited that state with my mom when I was younger. Didn't get it. Didn't really like the weather. Didn't like the lack of diversity of food. Maybe that's changed in recent times, but there was just nothing to recommend it. My cousins actually wanted to move to California. I don't think all of them did, but a lot of them moved out out of Kansas. So as an adult, like I don't spend my daily life thinking about, oh my gosh, I hate Kansas. That would be weird. Like to make my entire identity about how, oh, it's not good to live in a certain state. Like, well, in California, we don't make videos and blog posts talking about how people should move out of Florida. Like, well, maybe some real political people do, but most people in California, we don't do that. We just don't have time for it. And California is busy growing and expanding and becoming what it's going to be. And people want to have a good life for their families. They don't want to be mired in those conversations. And if you really hate the state, then just move out of it and let it go. Like, that's another thing. It's kind of like people who don't like certain shows or sports or I don't know. I'm like, then don't watch a show, don't watch a sport, move on, do something else with your time. It's that simple. And that is the smartest solution to that. That's my only answer, really, is if you don't like something, then go elsewhere. You have options. That's not even true. Like, San Francisco was probably better under previous governors. Arnold Schwarzenegger was not like some, he wasn't the best one, okay? Gavin Newsom's a pretty good governor. People hate him a lot, but I don't have time for you. We don't do that. We live beyond that. Like it's kind of like if you don't like football, like I think football is triple thick boring. Okay, I think football, American football, is like the most boring thing on the planet. But it'd be weird if I went on and on about how boring I think football is. Right? I just move on with my life. I don't spend my time focusing on things. Go focus on things that bring you joy, that make your life elevated. That's my only answer to you and that. And other states are not exactly dealing with the homeless crisis in a good way either. I don't see any state that's like dealing with it in the way they should. I think locally in the Inland Empire, we're actually doing more by helping homeless people find like places to live more than other states. Okay. And then did you know? Here's a dirty, dirty secret. Other states send transient people to California. You know how I find out? Because you talk to people, they're like, "Oh, I'm from Nebraska, and I got a ticket out here," and that's a thing. Okay, so that you do not have time for that. Me too. Those people and their opinion because they're not going to make your life better. They're just not. If you're not paying my rent, I don't really care what you think about Gavin Newsom. How about that on a stick? I probably don't like a lot of things that you like either. I probably don't. And it'd be weird for me to like go on your video and be like, oh gosh, you have to. No, ladies, men, surmount that. Surmount it. You know what? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You're getting. We're gonna take your comment out. Take their comment away because that's ridiculous. I share my good thoughts and I'm done with you. I'm done with you. Like you can't have a conversation with some people. Somebody was right about that. Like I was trying to be nice, but now I'm done. People in the Inland Empire are doing a lot to help people in need. And if you don't see that or know it, it's because I don't really know what to tell you. I have nothing to say to you about it. This is why a lot of people just ignore comments like that. And you guys flail in the wind. Like, friends, what are you doing wrong? You are just you're not interacting with people in a real good and wholesome, truly valuable way. It's like that. No, the point is, okay, I can be cordial and I can be kind to people, but if you're not somebody that's directly in my life, your opinion is your opinion, my opinion is my opinion, and it used to be that normal people could just let somebody have their opinion and it didn't become this all-consuming thing. Like anybody that just thinks everything was better when is a glass half empty guy. And if you want to be a glass half full person, you're like, well, what are the good things going on today? Anyway, anyway. When I was younger, I used to argue because I have some more liberal views, but I would get in arguments with like conservative people, and it was a waste of my beautiful God given time, in my view. And then for a while, I kind of, I don't know, because I was doing a collaboration with this lady, and I kind of thought, well, maybe libertarianism has some value and merit, and I kind of explored that. But then I just saw it for what it was, that it was a lot of people that just always wanted to criticize how everything is done. They don't really have any good solutions, but their only good solution is they just don't want to have to pay any extra tax. And that's really their only solution, but they don't have a solution to like cutting this, and that. So I kind of came back to like, you know what? To me, being like a little bit more on the lefts, like left to center makes the most sense, but I don't want to make it my entire life. Like I'm at a point in my life where if people have their own viewpoint, I'm like, that's great. Good for you. We all have our own viewpoint. But I think where it becomes unhealthy is where people just think that their view is the best view and the only view, and things were better when, then. And I'm like, no, I don't prescribe to your way of thinking. Like, and usually the people who do that, they get real hard edge, and I don't like your hard edges. And then it just makes me want to go away and read a book under a tree and be far away from who act that way. Because, like, the introverted side of me is I'm seeking peace in my life and happiness and enjoying my day out in the sun. Like, I like it. I like nature. I love living in Southern California. I don't have all this animosity and anger towards living in this state. If you have that, there are plenty of places in the world where you can go tap into that feeling. But I think you should ask yourself why. Why is that so important to be like right about this, and this, and to think that, and that is always was better? Because it probably wasn't to the degree that you're portraying it. Also, it makes you kind of look like a little narcissistic and wanting hegemony over people. Because I just don't like people that try to have hegemony over others in discourse. I kind of just think, well, they have a little bit of a narcissistic streak, or I don't know, they just are glass half empty people, and they don't understand beautiful introverted self introspection. That's it. But I'm not even offended. You just say a lot of weird things in this chat that really don't pertain to me. So I'm not offended. It just makes you sound very insular, very not encompassing, not like knowing of like other people and their viewpoints. And maybe you should ask yourself, why are you on YouTube railing like that? Making it like this is the way it has to be. Like, go start a podcast. Like, I just obviously everything I'm saying is the opposite of offended. You're just very not with it. Oh, and when people say you're one thing, that's usually because they're that thing. That's another thing I've learned. Anytime somebody does put down committee time, they're that. They really are. I don't let people have hegemony over me. I just am like, go, go be Arnold Schwarzenegger loving, living in the past, because there were a lot of problems in San Francisco. Always, like it hasn't always been perfect. And I would say gentrification that exhilarated under Schwarzenegger made the city very unlivable. There were things that happened when he was there, like as governor in California. So, and I don't have time to like focus on that. Every city has problems. Republican cities have a lot of problems. But do I spend all my minutes like, oh my gosh, oh, oh my gosh, this particular city, it's a Republican stronghold. No, I don't do that. It's counterproductive. Anyway, it's super counterproductive. It goes back to what I said. I do not make politics the center of my universe. I don't slam gram my opinions on others, which is what you're doing. I'm good. I'm not sure. You have some, I don't know what is going on with you, but here's the thing. Everybody likes where they live. Maybe you don't like where you live. I don't know what to tell you because I'm never going to feel the way that you do. And like I told a story about how, in the past, I tried to be open to some people that were slightly more conservative. And when I realized that they did not have any good solutions, and their solutions were often worse than what left leaning people had, and made me see, well, a lot of it's, I don't think at the end of the day, There's always been problems in every society, but I in the history of things, in the trajectory of things, I would say life right now in California is pretty good because I come from a glass half full perspective. It's not about being brainwashed, it's about having a stronger cookie thought process and a more encompassing thought process. Because people in Australia, people in Japan, they would not be saying the things you're saying, Roger. Like, I don't know. So you have some sort of axe to grind. I don't know. It's never gonna be my thing. You just seem very and a lot of people here, they would just ignore you, which to me, I'm like, yeah. If being the more introverted person, if I saw you saying things like that, I'd be walking the other way, like wanting to go read a book, not engaging with you. And then I don't know. You don't make yourself very likable. I will say that. You know those people that you meet, and this is just the introvert perspective. Extroverts, they're always gonna like play social with you. But for me, like I'm kind of more authentic. I'll be kind to people, but I can't pretend to think like, oh my gosh, there's that person with their like oppressive political viewpoints that just talks politics all day, who treats politics like a religion, and people kind of avoid that. Uh, anyway, it's not really what my channel is about. Let's talk about some things. We're moving on. There's no closure to that discussion because when somebody comes off like that and they start a conversation like that from beginning to end, there was never going to be any reconciliation. I was like, okay, there's that. Anyway, detangling hair. Amidimethicone. I love amidimethicone. I know everybody's all about the oh no silicones, but I make my own amidimethicone spray because this was the one I love. This one, the personal care. It was like a dupe for the so Johnson and Johnson no tangles, but I can't find it at Dollar Tree anymore. So I was buying other ones. Like I bought a swab one, which I still have a little bit of this one, and it's good too. But I really liked that one. And then I have this swab for kids one. I have a little bit of this one left, which it's good too. It has a nice smell. But I just decided to mix what was left of this one and some of this and water because I love this stuff after I wash my hair. I realize I like it more liquid form, so it just spreads into your hair better. And I love amidimethicone and oil and water for detangling my hair. I just like all three. Like I just detangle my hair very gently until the tangles are gone, and I take my time doing it. I'm not in a rush. Like a lot of people are just like they're in a rush. So they have to do it as fast as they can. I'm like, no, I take my time. I shouldn't. Thing is, I wore my hair a lot in a braid this week and I didn't comb it out completely like I do sometimes. Like I was just kind of putting my hair up and then after I showered I'd kind of finger detangle. So I haven't done like a good comb out in a few days, like a full comb out. And then I left my hair down yesterday, which I really say I don't want to do anymore because I really hate how long it takes to detangle sometimes when I do it this way. But I'll do what I have to do to get my hair gently detangled. So me gently detangling my hair is better than just like pulling a brush through your hair, man. I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of it. I love to like just and when I do sections of my hair, I go from back to end. Like some people clip up the front and the back of their hair, but for me, like I don't know, I just like to do this section first. I find I don't know why, maybe because I'm right-handed, and maybe because it's the way I wash my hair, but I think a lot of it has to do with if I wear my hair down, because this is my dominant hand, I find like this front section just gets more tingly for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know the rationale behind it. I just noticed that. And you can like my channel. I just don't like political opinions. Like it's not gonna make my life better. It's not gonna make your life better. Like you can have any opinion you want looking in, but at the end of the day, I have to say, doesn't it seem weird that people in California don't spend time bagging on your state? I don't know. But that's the thing I don't get. I'm just like, it's okay to have channels with positive California representation. Some people don't like that for some reason. I don't know why. There are some people that just don't they don't like it. Like that my other channel is about living in Southern California. Like a lot of my content is very California driven. My other channel is called California Mountain Art and Life because it's about living in and growing up in the San Bernardino Mountains in Southern California. Because yes, California has mountains and deserts and oceans, and I it's okay to have positive California focused content. I know some people don't like that, but we're not here to argue with those people either, right? And and they get to share their viewpoint plenty. It's not like I don't have an answer for those people because I'm not going to change how I feel ever. And it would be kind of like this. Like if I were to start a one man, one woman like tirade against where you live, like that would be weird. I don't think that's a good use of your time, energy, and thought process. Vote for somebody because you like them, but the minute that you make your persona all about politics, you're treating politics like a religion or something. And I don't think that's healthy for anybody. I think there's got to be some limitations on that, you know? And the whole everything was better when I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, friends. I don't, because I don't prescribe to that way of thinking. And a lot of it's a money making thing. Like, there's a lot of people that make money on politics in this country via podcasts, via anger politics, merch. It's a business like any other business. You have to think about that too. Like, if, and yeah, there's some left leaning merch, but especially in the conservative venues, like, they tend to buy more merch. And a lot of the people selling you the merch, like they're in China, they don't give a whoop de doodle city about your opinion on something. And somebody just probably used AI, like now they probably use AI to design that merch. I just think, no, like maybe don't get so mired in that. Right. I don't have a good solution for them. Like, if you want to spend your whole life making your whole identity about like some political viewpoint, then you should definitely do that. But it's not really for me. Like, I feel like as I have grown in my life, I want to find tranquility in things that I enjoy because life is short. and I don't want to spend my whole life thinking about all the things that I think are bad. Like, why? What to what end is that gonna do for you? I don't know. And this is just things I've said to people in my daily life too, because like I said, there are some people, they have really strong political opinions, and I hate to say it, it's often like a left leaning, not a left leaning, but like a right leaning person. It's just getting very mired into thinking life used to be better when. And it's funny because if you're old enough, you'll remember, oh my gosh, that person used to be like kind of wild when they were young and they did this and this and this. And now they've grown up just to be this person that's like an, I don't know. I just don't think that's healthy. I feel like it can be to your detriment to make that your whole personality, you know? Because I've seen it and I've just seen the trajectory of it. And also, when you like study history, economics, and all the things, you have to remember there's somebody that's probably profiting off you feeling that way. And you need to ask yourself, like, who is profiting off me feeling this way 24/7? You know, like there's probably somebody or something that profits off you feeling that way. And yes, left-leaning people can be that way too to some degree, but I see it a lot more with conservatives because, you know, anyway, it doesn't really matter, does it? Kind of going back over parts of my hair that I want to recomb, just to kind of make sure that I've got them combed to my satisfaction. Make sure that it's combed out as much as I want it and like it, so that it feels like it's detangled, so to speak. Stop calling over phone. Nobody's interested in that. See, at this point, we're just not interested in you have become the antithesis of that person that we avoid. As more introverted ones, like when we see you coming, you're that guy. You are that guy. And people just don't want to interact with you and they will avoid you. Like a lot of people will go way out of their way not to talk to somebody that has those viewpoints. And I don't know, is that why you come online and you're railing against it? Because it's really not normal. It's not normal. Like the things you're saying are very unhealthy, very abnormal. It's just not quite right. Like there's something's very wrong. Like I don't know if you're what you're lacking in your life that you have a one sided obsession with how I or other people in California think, and we're fine. We're like the fourth strongest economy in the world. Like we're doing good. So you can be upset, but there's a lot of people that will continue to live enriching, invigorating, stimulating lives, like fun lives, like enjoying their day, enjoying nature, enjoying things. It's very unhealthy. Like I would suggest to the person that keeps writing those comments, maybe you need therapy. I don't know. Because that's kind of what it sounds like to me. Because you're a little too obsessed, and I just don't care to even discuss it with you at this point because you're never going to be happy with anything I have to say. And I'm never going to change my viewpoint because some random person online wrote those things. And I think you might be the person that wrote the one last really horrible thing. Just like, there's something really wrong with this. I feel sorry for you. I'm going to go ahead and put you in a 24-hour timeout. And I do think this person isn't really a fan of him. So now they've been put in a 24-hour timeout because they can just go talk to somebody else on some other channel. So crazy. I think everything I said was probably correct about that one. Yeah. That's one thing about I just had to remove some people writing nonsense and gibberish in the chat, which is very slippery. Um, just because I'm like, what is going on? And then one of them, he kept saying, "Oh, I really like your channel, but oh, I have this other political viewpoint." And he kept pushing and pushing. I said, maybe. And I was being honest. They were coming across this way, and he just couldn't stop. And then he decided to insult me. Like, I don't see. That's the thing. If you like genuinely like something in their content, you would still like them even if they thought differently than you. And I tried to have a logical discussion with that person, but I knew it was getting very off-putting, and just I was just saying, something's not right here. There's something very wrong, and they just couldn't let it go. But just I'm like, okay. Spray a little tingling spray in there. The stuff falling over. I'm forward. Okay. Well, I'm gonna end it there though, because the phone needs to charge more.